Steph Curry has never been a man of many words when it truly matters, and after Don Nelson's death was announced on Sunday, he didn't need many to say what his old coach meant to him. The two-time MVP took to Instagram with a heartfelt tribute to the Hall of Fame coach who gave him his first real shot in the NBA, a relationship that started back in 2009 and helped shape the player Curry would eventually become. Nelson passed away Sunday morning at the age of 86. His family announced the news with a statement saying he went peacefully, surrounded by his loving family, and that friends and relatives had spent his final week sharing memories and celebrating his life. No official cause of death has been released. A celebration of life is planned for later this week in Dallas, with an ashes ceremony to follow in Maui, where Nelson had spent his retirement. For Curry, the loss hit close to home. Nelson was his first NBA coach, taking over the Warriors bench during Curry's rookie season after Golden State selected him with the 7th overall pick in 2009. In his tribute, Curry called Nelson one of the greatest minds the game has ever seen and credited him directly for believing in him before almost anyone else did. He wrote that Nelson never had much patience for rookies, but from day one made an exception, pushing him to find his footing and play with confidence right away. Nelson started Curry in 77 of the 80 games he appeared in that season, a level of early trust that few rookies ever receive, and it paid off. Curry averaged 17.5 points, 4.5 rebounds and 5.9 assists a game, earned a spot on the All-Rookie team, and finished second in Rookie of the Year voting. Curry's message went beyond just thanking Nelson for the opportunity. He recalled the night Nelson broke the NBA's all-time coaching wins record in Minnesota, describing how happy the entire team was to witness it in person. He closed his tribute simply, thanking Nelson for his impact and sending his condolences to Nelson's wife, Joy, along with the rest of the family. Signing off with R.I.P. Coach, Curry's words reflected just how much of his own career he traces back to the man who first believed in him. Nelson's connection to Golden State ran far deeper than just discovering Curry. He coached the Warriors across 2 separate stints, first in the late 1980s and again from 2006 to 2010, and during that second run he engineered one of the most beloved moments in franchise history. As the 8th-seeded We Believe Warriors, his team stunned the top-seeded Dallas Mavericks in the 2007 playoffs, a signature upset that still stands as one of the most memorable underdog runs the league has ever seen. It was Nelson's style of small ball, pace, and relentless three-point shooting, dismissed by traditionalists at the time, that made moments like that possible, and that same approach would go on to define how basketball is played today. Tributes poured in from across the league. The Warriors organization credited Nelson directly with the decision to draft Curry in the first place, while Dallas star Luka Doncic, who never actually played under Nelson, released his own statement honoring the coach's influence on the game and his long-standing belief in international players. Nelson had remained close with the Mavericks organization long after leaving the team in 2005, having helped launch Dirk Nowitzki's career and turn Dallas into a perennial contender. Nelson's basketball story began long before he ever stood on a sideline. Drafted out of the University of Iowa in 1962, he played 11 seasons with the Boston Celtics, winning 5 championships as a role player before retiring in 1976 and immediately transitioning into coaching. Over the next 31 seasons, he built a resume that few in NBA history can match. 3-time Coach of the Year, a run with Milwaukee, 2 stints with Golden State, stops in New York and Dallas, and a place among the 10 greatest coaches in league history. He retired as the NBA's all-time wins leader, a record that stood until Greg Popovich passed him in 2022, and he remains the second winningest coach the league has ever seen. For Curry, none of the records or the accolades matter as much as the personal debt he feels he owes Nelson. A coach who saw something worth believing in during his rookie season set in motion a career that would go on to redefine what a point guard could be and reshape the entire league in the process. As tributes continue to come in from across the basketball world, Curry's simple, heartfelt words captured what so many others were feeling: gratitude for a coach who saw the game differently and who gave a young player from Davidson the chance to prove he belonged.